Talk to him. Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold. The reaction video now. We're going to slide over into the reaction video. We're going over to Anton Daniels After Hours, where they're discussing that apparently the Supreme Court has overturned same-sex marriages. So we're going to tap in to see what that's actually about, because I'm not sure. I don't know that I heard about this. Let me see here. Give me 1 second, chat. There we go. All right, so I guess apparently the Supreme Court has overturned the same-sex marriages, and the After Hours crew with Anton Daniels. Shout out to Anton Daniels and the After Hours panel. They're going to be giving their reaction to this. I haven't watched this at all whatsoever, so we're going to go full authentic reaction in this regard and see what's up with this. I'm going to learn same time as y'all.
In favor of same-sex marriage across the United States.
Supreme Court is asked to overturn, is being asked to overturn same-sex marriage. Check it out.
After the Supreme Court ruled in favor of same-sex marriage across the United States, it could now be overturned. Senior Washington correspondent Devin Dwyer is on the story for us. All right, give us the deal, Devin. Who is actually asking the justices to overturn this?
Well, in recent years, Kira, we've been waiting for a case like this, as some of the sentiment in the country has started to shift a little bit, soften rather, against same-sex marriage. There's been a lot of talk about whether the justices will get a chance to reconsider the case. And as you said there, they are getting that opportunity next month. We've learned that Kim Davis, she's that Kentucky clerk from back in 2015 that was at the center of international controversy when she refused to issue marriage licenses to a gay couple in Kentucky in defiance of the Supreme Court. She spent 6 days in jail. She lost a defamation suit. She had to pay $100,000 in damages, $260,000 in legal fees. That's what she's appealing to the Supreme Court. But it's the first time, Kira, that anyone has technically asked the justices explicitly to overturn Obergefell v. Hodges, which was that landmark ruling. And she does just that. Her counsel in this petition, which was filed last week, says that decision was egregiously wrong. And if that sounds familiar, that's the same type of argument that was made by opponents of abortion when they.
All right, so that's the general overview of and the foundation of this whole situation. So how do y'all feel about the Supreme Court being asked to overturn same-sex marriage?
Difference it makes, to be honest.
Okay, before they get into it, chat, weigh in on this if you dare. I know some people in the chat, they want to stay, out of the limelight, but for those that like to stand in the paint, where y'all at on this, chat? Talk to me, chat. 333, the best in the game. Where y'all at on this? Hey, all opinions are welcome. All perspectives are welcome. We here for one reason. That's to get some answers, man. We got to crack the codes by any means necessary. And that means have a tough conversation.
I know you see me trying to crack the code.
So y'all let me know where y'all at on it, and then we can go from there. Cortez said, I still feel like it's none of my business, to be honest. Okay. Respect. I'm going to see what some of them say before I get warmed up.
It's like, that's not something that I necessarily believe in, but I just don't think that it's gonna make a difference whether it's legal or not. Like, people aren't gonna stop being gay because same-sex marriage is overturned. I don't know what difference it makes.
Let them dice and them fairies do what they do, man. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit.
Okay. Allegedly, and all for content creation purposes for the transcript and for entertainment. Because what is he talking about? He talking crazy.
I think it's despicable that they even had right, like that they had rights to be married and all that weird ass shit, man. Like, I'm now when it come to this, I'm very much biased. Now you can say I'm biased, because I don't believe in none of this shit. I don't think you should publicize any of this. I think it's despicable that we talk about it so much. I think it's despicable that it's in everything. Every time you look around, they're trying to promote this lifestyle. I think it's despicable that's the reason that Brittany Renner was traded for a war criminal.
You talking about what's her
Griner.
name?
I mean, not Brittany Renner. Brittany, I'm sorry. Brittany
Griner.
Griner. Sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think it was despicable that she was traded for a war criminal.
Okay, so about what Slimmy just said in regards to that, I'm going to use a different word from despicable or diabolical. I'm going to use this word. I'm going to say it's hypocritical. This is a Christian nation, right? It's a Christian nation, right? So if this is a Christian nation and the laws were built around in some sort of way, built around Christianity, then it is hypocrisy to have such laws. So I'm going to use the word hypocritical. I think to have that as a legalized thing is hypocritical in a Christian nation. I think it literally doesn't make sense in accordance to scripture, without any biases or anything, without any of my personal emotions attached to it, just objectively speaking. You guys are a Christian country? Yes, we are. Okay, then why is it legal for a man to marry a man in a Christian country? Isn't that in direct conflict with the Bible? Objectively speaking, with nobody's emotions involved. True or false, matter of fact. Is it not in the direct conflict with the Bible? Talk to me, chat. 333 if I'm right. Tell me something else if I'm glitching. Let me know if I'm glitching, chat.
Because she was homosexual. Because if she was a straight woman, it would have never happened. Nobody wouldn't have gave a fuck. I'm sorry, man. I
In the chat, April said they love who they love, but the Bible tells me differently. The legal purpose of them marrying is to get the rights of married couples. Okay, that makes sense. So they love who they love, but the Bible tells me differently. The legal purpose of them marrying is to get the rights of married couples. So that's why they fought for their rights, because they wanted the rights of married couples, the tax breaks, et cetera, whatever that consists of. Cortez, even just filing for shit for like mortgages and all that. But Cortez Brent said true. Thank you, sir. I appreciate your honesty. Soft Rain said if they have laws in reference to abortion, then they shouldn't be allowing same-sex marriage either. Yeah, I'm just because I'm a spiritual man, right? So I'm not tied to no particular book and none of that. So I'm free to speak, about God a little differently from people who are tied to a doctrine, self-tied to a doctrine. So, and no disrespect to that or any of that. But what I'm saying is this is a Christian country, right? That's true. That is a objective fact. If this is a Christian country, the Bible say what it say. It's already wrote. It say what it say. It says that's an abomination. That's what it say in the Bible. Not me, not you. That's what it say in the book. Okay. Wasn't nobody beefing with the Bible until y'all wanted to legalize this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Or when y'all kids start being that way and y'all still wanted to bring them to church, then it was time to have a conversation about making concessions against the word of the Lord. I'm just holding y'all accountable because this is a Christian nation. That's hypocrisy in its purest form. I'm just calling a spade a spade. If we here to crack the codes, then we got to be honest.
I know you see me trying to crack the code.
I'm not even going to crash out about it. Cortez said the country is a business and it's agenda driven. The Christian side of it basically wrote the Constitution, which is the law of the land. Okay, so the Constitution is the law of the land. It is the foundational principle of this country, which would make this a Christian nation. This is a Christian country. You go over there to the UAE, that's Islamic over there, largely Muslim. Christians be over there, but it's largely Muslim. We a Christian country. That's objectively true. I mean, I know you're not pushing back on that part. You just giving me more of an elaboration, which I for sure, appreciate. But it's hypocrisy in its purest form. And that's why I said I can't take certain people serious. Like, I love black folks and I want better for us. But do I see better for us if I'm being objective? No. Because why? Well, 88% of y'all voted against y'all own God. Y'all voted against your God. You voted against God. Fuck Trump. You voted against God. You voted for the country to stay zesty. That's what the Democrats was on, among other things. I know, it wasn't even that for me. I voted because of the welfare. I voted because of the Social Security. It's a package. It's a package. Okay, pros and cons. You voted because you really want the welfare and the Social Security to stay how it is. But inside the same packaging, you got all of the extra marriage rights, the extra zesty rights, and all of the other things that go against your foundational religion. Now that they talking about the aliens finna pull up next month, everybody screaming Jesus, 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 but y'all be voting against God. So I'm not finna take you all but too serious. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm here to be honest with y'all. Listen, I ain't come on here to make no friends. I came on my loyalty to the truth anyway. Yeah, that's just how it's going. Cortez said, just elaborating and agreeing for sure, and much appreciated. Chat 333, chat 333, the best in the game. Let's see what else they talking about though. Chat, what's up?
I think this shit is out of control. I think it's a lot of gay people in politics that are pushing these agendas.
I do believe that there's an agenda. I just don't know that overturning this will make a difference. If everybody says that marriage is so terrible and so horrible, let them experience it too. You get terrible and horrible too. Share the wealth. Like, like I said, it's not going to stop people from being gay. Let them have it.
Should they have the benefits that come along with marriage?
What are the benefits? Because I mean, according to
Everything.
this show,
All the way
and
down to your pension,
there are some benefits.
pension,
Yeah,
social security,
work benefits,
healthcare coverage, all of that type of stuff. Everything.
Oh, those aren't really the benefits that concern me. Those aren't the benefits that concern me. See, the things that concern me are the things that are going to affect me, like most of us. Let me get to these comments first. Souls of Thought said, I feel it's a political plan for democratic process. When same-sex marriage was approved, it caused for more home to be sold, to be purchased. Yeah, it's always going to come back to some bread. It's always going to come back to some bread, but at the detriment of the people. Cortez Branch said, she has a bad take. You can't detract from marriage, then say, let them get married. Double talking is happening Classic. Here. Double talking. It's going to happen every day. Souls of Thought said also creates more loan opportunities, etc. Marriage creates more debt, which ultimately pays the government. Oh, you ain't lying. It's, like I said, I ain't got no beef with you. It's always going to come back to some bread. Classic. It's always going to come back to some bread, even if it go against. That's the difference between being in a country and being in a corporation. Everything I'm saying is alleged for content creation purposes and entertainment, but there's a difference between living inside of a corporation and living inside of a country. When a country go to make some laws and some changes, oftentimes it's going to be with the consideration of the citizens and the civilians of the nation, the actual people of the nation. There's people who are in rundown nations under corrupt governments. Yes, this I know. But understand, they're corrupt because they're not countries. They're about bread. If you're making decisions about bread over the people, you are a corporation. No matter how good or bad you're doing, getting the money that you're prioritizing, you have a corporation-minded entity. That is not a country. If you live in a country, a village, a tribe, when your government make laws, it's going to have you in mind. It's going to have you in mind, not the bottom line. You're going to be first priority. So that's why I always say we live inside of a corporation. And that's why you will build your laws on the principles of Christianity, but then put laws in place later down the line that benefit the bottom line as far as profit is concerned, but go directly against the ethics that are built into the law system. I'm just holding people's feet to the fire. That's why I don't subscribe to none of this shit, because when you subscribe to it, you lumped in with all the bullshit that go with it now. That's just what it is now. Souls of Thought said, also beware. This is why a Democrat will win next election. Everything Trump is doing will be running agenda for Harris in 2028. Yeah, man, it's social engineering. They know how the ebbs and flows go. Bush gave us Obama. Obama gave us opened up the doors for Trump. It's social engineering, man. They telling y'all what to do so that they know what's gonna happen next. Classic. I'm a dictate to you, so I know what you're gonna do. I'm a shade you to your left hand, so I know you going left. When you go left, I'm already ready, prepped, and equipped to cut you off and try to make you counter or get stuck, because I'm sending you where I want you to go. They dictate to the flock. But if you got the magic goggles on, then you see for the what's happening. But you also realize what is and isn't in your control. It's a nasty game. Classic. It's a real nasty game. He said the glass is on God. We got them. We got, I see it like it is. But yeah, man, but that's not the part I wanted to say. That's not the part about the shit that impact me. The part that impact me is when the same-sex couples get married and they let them adopt children. You literally somewhere in this country got, two white males adopting a little black baby boy. What type of grown-up does that produce? We ain't even got no data on that. What type of grown-up do that produce? What type of adult does that make? two white men, husband and husband, adopting a little black boy. What type of adult does that make? Two black men adopting a little Asian boy, a little Asian girl. What type of adult does that create? We don't even have no analytics on this shit. We doing stuff that's outside of the design. Again, I'm gonna keep pointing back to it. We doing shit that's outside of the design of God. See, y'all not beefing with my opinion. Y'all not beefing with, we not beefing with y'all, beefing with God. When a woman got hip dips and she don't like her hip dips, and she go to the doctor and say, take the meat off my love handles and put it in these indents right here so my hips will bow out. You beefing with God. If you get lean, trim muscle, you gonna have hip dips, because most of the time when your hips bowed out is because of your body fat percentage. That's what come with being in shape. Some little hip dips. You should look at your hip dips as a badge of honor, but no. Somebody told you what beautiful was supposed to be or what it was supposed to look like, dictated it to you to the point where you would play with your life, go under anesthesia unnecessarily, but voluntarily, get sliced on, go through weeks of recovery, having to wear a faja, having to get lymphatic massage, having gunk and shit oozing out of your wounds. Yeah, it gets nasty. They don't talk about that part. They just want to take the picture turned around looking over the shoulder. So they'll tell you how to feel about yourself. They'll tell you how to feel about God. They'll tell you how to feel about the president. They'll tell you how to feel about everything if you a sheep. And I know I can't save the world, but the few that need to come along, I'm here for you. Classic codes at your service. Yeah, but that's the part I don't like is when you start having these, soft rain, she put the, what type of adult does that create? We don't even got no data on that. What does that create? Somewhere in this country, you got two white men adopting a little black boy and gonna raise him as husband and husband. What type of adult human does this little black boy stand to become? I don't even know. We don't have nothing to go off of. We can predict zesty, but that's you know what I'm saying? We don't even know. So it's nasty work. And again, why is it that a spiritual man can come on here and be so objective about these things, but the folks that's like hyper radical Christian that's got these mega churches and that's making all this bread, they not talking about this? I ain't heard TD Jake say nothing about it. Because I guarantee you pull up there to his service, it's a bunch of Zest monsters up in there. No disrespect to anybody. Just here to have an objective conversation, all alleged and for entertainment purposes and content creation. You can't find one mega church in this whole country where it's not a whole bunch of people that are completely comfortable in their gender specifications, their sexualities, and nobody's telling them they need to change. Nobody telling them they need to pray it off of them. They accepting them tithes and them offerings. You understand me? Wow.
Classic.
Yeah. So this shit right here is deeper than rap now. But let's see what else they got.
Benefits that come along with marriage.
I don't know. I mean, I guess if you get the bad parts, you get the good parts too. And this is me being naive in speaking and saying this, but like, I feel like everybody would have their own health coverage anyway. Like, you don't get married for health coverage, do you?
Oh, you absolutely.
Bullshit.
People get married for healthcare coverage.
Really?
All the time.
Niggas.
There's some people that
Yeah,
have. I've heard of same-sex couples that got married that wasn't in a relationship so that they can actually get some of the benefits.
I mean, what's the difference between that and the lavender marriage? Like, just because, like, if I choose to marry a gay man, on the outside, it's going to look like man and woman, and that's right. But I mean, what's the difference?
I mean, technically, if you're just doing it just for the benefits, there are no differences.
That's all I'm saying. I just
Okay, so
Nobody's bringing up adoption. And y'all scared to talk about it. I know y'all got jobs. Y'all don't want to be caught out here giving y'all real opinions and shit like that. I feel y'all. Cortez said televangelists aren't going to say anything. No, they're going to collect that chop. They going to hey, listen. The day y'all see me behind a pulpit preaching to a bunch of people, collecting that bag, just know I made my mind up. I'm going to go get $1 billion. The day y'all see me preaching in the church, just know I made my mind up. I'm going to go get $1 billion. Ain't nothing that sell better than Jesus. I know how to sell it. You hear me? I'm having the basket go around 3 times a service. They taking Zelle at church, all that. Yeah. Don't tell me it ain't no business. Cortez said she's clueless. Ask any serviceman if people get married for benefits. Yeah, all the time. Especially in the military. What? You be crazy not to. You seen the benefits package?
The idea of it is that the institution of marriage is supposed to be sacred based off of what we stand for in this country, or based off of.
I get that, but if there's supposed to be a true separation of church and state, then gay marriage in particular wouldn't be that big of a deal, right? Because marriage is based on religion.
Oh my God. Hold on. Somebody, hold on. Soft Rain coming through with the stats and the data. Chat 333, the best in all streaming platforms. Classic. I keep trying to tell y'all, man. I ain't even tell nobody to look it up. You see how this come through? While specific statistics focus only on same-sex couples of the same ethnicity, adopting children of different ethnicity aren't readily available, we can infer, given that 60% of LGBTQ adoptions are transracial, it suggests that a majority of these couples, including those of any ethnicity, adopt across ethnic lines. See, y'all think Classic just come on here and just be talking out the side of his neck, don't y'all? April went and got the data for me just to verify what I was already talking about. Y'all, I just want y'all to answer the question. I'm not even giving my opinion. See, people get so touchy. They don't want to talk. They get so touchy. Y'all so scared. That's why don't nothing get fixed. Too many conversations you grown folks don't want to have. Tell me right now, what type of adult comes out when 2 Caucasian men adopt a little 1-year-old black boy? What type of adult does that produce? What type of adult does it produce when a Caucasian woman who's married to a Filipino woman goes and adopts a young white girl or a young white boy? What type of adult human does it produce? It's getting real. We don't even have data on what that's going to look like. We know we got some data on what the single moms produce. We got data on it. No disrespect to the single moms at all, but we have data. We have information. We know what come out. A lot of the inmates, a lot of the dropouts, a lot of the domestic violence abusers, right? All alleged for content creation, and we can look these stats up, right? We know what we get from that. Y'all don't have no idea what it's gonna look like in 32 years when you meet the first black man you ever met that grew up with 2 white dads and no mom at all. Y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know what that's gonna look like. Y'all have no data, no nothing. We all in the dark. Classic. Yeah. Cortez said marriage is incentivized in this country. Notice the wordage for sure. Joe Jet said 333. His plan can't be built upon faith alone. Pass the plate or get along. Past the Classic. Oh yeah. If y'all see me put that tie on and that you feel me with and I start tapping that handkerchief right here, just know I decided to go get a Billy. It's not a listen. I be looking at these pastors. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I be looking at these ministers that be going viral and they be doing their thing. There's some talented ones out there. You know what I'm saying? They be doing their thing. And I just be looking at them like, yeah, all right. But if I jumped in the pulpit, best in the world. Nobody will sell Jesus better than me. And I'm calling it exactly what it is, because that's what they're doing. They selling Jesus. Nobody selling Jesus better than me. Church, tabernacle. I'm talking about I had y'all shucking and jiving and paying out. Creflo Dollar ain't got shit on me. Classic. I'm telling you right now, adoption in general tend to create identity disorders. See what Hey, what kind of identity disorders? Expound, Cortez. Talk to somebody get these identity disorders. Let's crack this code real quick. What type of adults is coming out of these marriages where these little boys and these little girls being raised from 2, 3, 4, 5 years old with 2 mamas, no daddy, 2 daddies, no mama, and then they not even the same ethnicity or cultural structure or none of that. Y'all gonna tell me it don't matter, right? Y'all gonna somebody right now tell me that it don't matter, and I swear to God,
natural born crash dummy, and he go crash out. He go crash out.
as much sociology as we discuss on this channel, there's no way y'all gonna tell me this shit don't matter. Let's get to the root of this. It's enough intelligence in this chat for us to get some answers. What type of adults are we looking at? Is this why we need to worry about ourselves everywhere we go? Trafficking, organ, or all alleged for content creation purposes, organ harvesting, all type of shit. Yeah, no. What are we looking at? Well, what type of sociopaths are we looking at? Joe Jet said those kids won't have a firm foundation of their identity with that type of mixture of parents. And then what does that lead to? Come on, chat. Yeah. I studied this. I know Norris can't type right now. I know he want to say some shit so bad. If Souls of Thought was in this, if he was able to type right now, I'm sure he'd be going crazy because this is his type of conversation. What we getting? No, nobody want to say it. Okay, let's let them continue.
Well, I'm just asking the questions.
No, because you can get married in a courthouse.
Yeah, but the institution of marriage, like, to me, maybe I'm wrong, but it's based in religion. Like, I don't think people just wake up deciding to choose to be
married.
married.
Couples get married at church, or do they get married at the courthouse?
I don't think it matters. It's the covenant.
The marriage license is issued at the courthouse.
I've never seen people post pictures of their gay marriage at a church.
Yeah, they have. Matter of fact, they started to.
I said I never seen it, which is still remains true as of right now.
They actually started to fight. People used to. Well, I don't know about now, but I know that there were cases where people were making a big deal about the fact that certain pastors and certain churches would refuse to marry a same-sex couple.
He's supposed to. I don't care how I make nobody feel. I'm here. My truth, my loyalty is to the truth. I try my best to be objective. I'm open to have conversations with people who see stuff different. Me in the chat, we don't always agree. We have our back and forth. We learn from each other. That's what we do here for the people that's here for the first time. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. This is what we do here, and we do this shit every day, and we do it at the highest level that you're going to get on all streaming platforms. Classic. Right now, if you're watching from Classic Code Sports, I'm shutting off Classic Code Sports Live. Come to the Classic Codes on YouTube or Twitch. Classic Code Sports is coming off the stream as of right now. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So, but yeah. Hold on. What we got, chat? So Cortez says it'll breed anxiety, depression, and lack of belonging to community. These are the type of adults that we're going to get. Classic. So the anxiety, depression, and lack of belonging to community. Would you say that's some of the things or the symptomology of old boy that was in the hotel building in Vegas blucking at that country concert? Would you say that's some of the symptomology of the man who did the Oklahoma City? You dig? Would you say that's some of the you get where I'm going? These are the type of adults we're gonna get, right? Soft Rain said, I agree, Joe. Identity confusion. And what behavior patterns do we get from these things? I'm hearing identity confusion. I'm hearing anxiety, depression, lack of belonging to community. And then what behaviors do we get behind that? Is this some of the symptomology of the people that pull up to grocery stores 22 towns away from where they live and just turn it into set it off? Let's really, yeah, this shit real. Joe Jet said, I think the kids will possibly turn out like Will Smith kids at best, but they have the money to play around with identity. You think them? Okay. So he gave us a real life image, a depiction. So you think they turning out like yeah? Because the last time, and no disrespect to the Smith children, but the last time I saw Jaden, he was trying to be Willow, and the last time I saw Willow, she was being a rock star. But then she was also crying, asking who ate all the yams. So You know, should we be concerned for society behind this? Because I think they're fairly harmless to a degree. Maybe influence-wise, they're harmful, right? If they got a bunch of little kids looking up to them and how they move, but physically, they look harmless to me. Omari Knight said, you're going to get an extremely emotional person that person turns into depends on a lot, or who that person turns into depends on a lot of influence on their life. Okay. Do these children get bullied? Or do they get homeschooled? April, we got stats on that? The same sex couples that's adopting babies of different ethnicities at 60%. We already got the stats. Same sex couples adopt children across ethnicities at 60% clip. So the majority of them is raising little babies that ain't of their culture, which is what it is. But again, what type of adults are we producing here? She said, hold on the phone. No problem. Hold the phone. I'll be back. No problem. We'll wait for you. Cortez said, in the nuclear family, children look to the father for security, mother for nurturing. Most kids' first hero is their father. Okay, so in this situation, Cortez, let's say a white man and a Korean man are married and they adopt a 10-month-old black boy. So he got two dads. So he got two heroes, according to what you're talking about. What type of adult that's growing up into? We don't have no information on this, chat. We out here making breeds of humans, and we gonna have to create new psychological terms for some of this shit that's going on out here, chat. I just want to know, at what point is the masses gonna get sick of being misled? You know, enlightenment is free. In most neighborhoods that got a reasonable city in this country, your library card is free of charge. And you can go check out books and become enlightened free of charge. You don't want to go to the library? Download to some AI that'll just spit you information at will. Like, y'all don't have to stay sheep forever. This is crazy. Cortez said there's no data, only speculation. And that's spooky. That's spooky. You got AI taking jobs. You got a whole slew of population of little kids that's currently probably teenagers and getting into early adulthood that was raised in these family dynamics that we don't even know what type of adult that produces. So that's why I say, man, I could tell y'all to stay safe, but I think sometimes it's best to stay dangerous because this shit getting weird outside. Classic. It's getting weird outside. But yeah, man, that's my reaction video. I'm not going to watch the whole 30 minutes of the Anton Daniels After Hours crew. I think the little bit of talking they did allowed for me to expound for y'all and for us to really get off into it and have a great conversation. So that's it. Shout out to Anton Daniels and the After Hours crew. Make sure y'all tap in with them and get them a subscribe and check them out because they drop a lot of content just like me. Yeah. If you like what you just saw, support the channel. Make sure you subscribe, like, and jump in the comments. Talk to me so we could crack these codes. If you want to support the channel monetarily, go to my website and cop some merch, www.theclassiccodes.com. Or you can shoot me a Cash App. Either way, stick to the codes. Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Weathered the winters when left in the cold. Harden my heart and now harden the flow.